my Lord Jesus himself. This was fun.
Yeah.
Whoopi Goldberg crushes it. And
crushed it.
It just makes me laugh because I think of Mom, and I wonder why she didn't put in some double claps at St. Catherine's. My God.
Yeah, right? What the heck?
Gosh.
I mean, she played the guitar, so that was close.
That's
they didn't
true.
have a guitar player.
No, they didn't.
Sisters who've seen it. We are the sisters who've seen it. Sisters, shooby-dooby-doo-wop, sisters, shooby-dooby-doo-wop, sisters, 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 sisters. Sisters who've seen it.
Hey there!
Welcome! Oh, ready? Well, come.
Well, Mother of Mercy and of God, oh Maria. Did I nail it?
That's gonna be hard to line up, but
oh God. Do you know?
Right.
Do you know what time that first song came on in the movie?
No.
It took 50 minutes to get singing.
Wow, really?
Yeah, and
I mean, oh, okay.
I was ready for them to sing 10 minutes in, and I waited a long time for that, so...
Technically, they did sing in Reno.
That's true.
If you want to get technical. But it was different. I thought the church songs were more entertaining.
Agreed.
Okay. We are the Sisters Who've Seen It, the podcast where two sisters who are not movie critics look back on some of our favorites throughout the years through a psychological, ethical, and familial lens. I'm Katie.
I'm Bridget.
And we watch... What was it, Bridget?
Sister Act.
What? Okay. I thought it was going to be in time with the music, but... Oh, dear. Okay.
Hey, Amma, check your batteries.
Yeah, that's you. You're Amma.
Okay, number one star of the film.
Amma?
Amma.
Oh, she's so awesome.
Rewatching it,
I love it.
she is underrated.
Yes. I feel like I did write a lot of notes about her, because even when the choir, stunk, she was still, doing little piano solos, which I guess was them being see, they're terrible, but I was like, that's cool, though. I like it.
She never complained. She was always down. And then when that scene where they're like, the Pope's coming, are you going to do it Whoopi's way or my way? Literally, when it was and what about Whoopi? And Amma, her arm almost fell off of her body. She raised her hands so fast. I was like, yo, Amma's the shiz.
Amma checked her battery.
Chicka, 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 Mike 1, 2. Oh my God, Sister Act. I mean, this made a lot of money, so I assume a lot of people watched it, but do you feel like we watched it more because of Mom?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Even, I mean, not to foreshadow, but even Dad's quote was a very obscure quote from the movie, and I was like, how do you remember all these things? Do you just have this secretly good memory?
He does.
Or do you just love this movie? Probably.
Do you think he watches the movie when you all go to sleep and he's just at his kitchen, he's like, oh Maria.
No, I would definitely hear it. Yeah. All right. Well, I mean, this movie, even though we both clearly love this so much, I did technically pick it for you because it's a comedy, and I guess it's a musical-ish.
I think when I described my favorite movies, I left off these half musicals.
Yeah.
Because if it's a real musical, sometimes I fall asleep and I'm like, all right. But these kind of halfsies.
Right.
Oh, yeah.
It's like the movies that become musicals later, but not vice versa.
Yes.
Mm.
I mean, the reaction I had to Batman when I stood up off of the couch and I was like, yeah, Batman! I did that when they finally sang their first song and they started the clap. And I was like,
it's so good.
Marie. I lost it. I was like, I have no life. This gets me up off the couch.
It's so good.
Whoopee.
Whoopee. That's from Little Rascals, by the way. Anyway.
Oh, I thought you were giving me the wrap it up sign. I was like,
no,
okay.
That's what the kid does. He goes, look, your mom's here. And the kid goes, Whoopi. And it's Whoopi Goldberg. And she's like, hey, I'm Whoopi.
Oh, that's a good movie.
Yes, it is.
Oh my god. Should I do a synopsis?
Yes, please.
So, it actually starts, and I'm only going to say this because I wrote it down, I think it's funny, in the year 1968, when we see a young Dolores Van Cartier, aka Whoopi Goldberg, at Catholic school, whatever.
And then Bridget had PTSD flashbacks.
I was like, that was me. That was literally, I was the worst Catholic school student for religion because I just was, it was so easy to make them mad, you know? And she starts off with like the funniest quote. They're like, name the apostles. And she was like, John, Paul, George, and Ringo. And I just was like, this is awesome. She gives no Nope. Anywho, so she starts in Catholic school. You see this kind of like foreshadowing of if you don't clean up your ways, you're going to have, you know, a rough life and blah, blah, blah. And then it goes to Reno where she is singing at a club and you could tell no one's paying attention.
One guy was, but...
The one guy was. And we quickly then see how she's like, I'm sick of this place. I'm going to quit. I don't even know. But then it goes to her boyfriend who is this like mobster Vince. Yeah. And, you know, Vince is not the greatest guy.
No.
Not so much. And, you know, he's married and so she's sleeping with a married man and, you know, she's kind of just not happy and she's like, I'm gonna quit. And then he gives her this mink coat and she says, oh my God, you know what? He loves me. This was all wrong. And when she goes up to give like, or I think she was going to give it back because it was his wife's coat. So he's just a jerk. That's what it was. I wrote it. Anywho, when he goes back up, he sees him or one of his men kill someone. Yeah. So now that's what starts the whole like, oh my God, you saw a murder, and then they're trying to get her. And so then she has to go into hiding. And the FBI says, we're going to put you in the one place no one will find you. You're going to be a nun at St. Catherine's.
I know. Spelled with a K, though.
Ugh. In San Francisco. And then she just tries to, like, deal with it and hates it and eventually finds this secret sauce that she can, you know, teach people how to sing because the choir's so bad. And it's about her, you know, loving these women and they love her back. And then all of a sudden people, like, come into the church and it becomes this whole thing and it's like beautiful. Yeah. And then of course there's a chase at the end and blah blah blah, but that's the cool part. I really butchered that. Wow. I mean, do better. Do better, Katie.
You hit a lot. I think I would add though that like when she goes to the convent, she's obviously like, oh, this isn't gonna work. Like, she's very standoffish. But the nun lady, Maggie Smith, who's a queen.
Wait, her name was Reverend Mother.
Reverend Mother. Well, in my notes, she's called Maggie. So, sorry. That's just how my brain does
it. Is her voice always sound like that? Or did she kind of, like, talk weird in this film?
I think, no, I mean, she's British. And did she have a British accent in this movie?
It was, like, a little distracting. Like,
well, because she was in Harry Potter and she sounded pretty similar.
Oh, okay.
So maybe. I don't know.
All right.
But, like, she's also kind of very standoffish.
Oh,
so it's kind of like the setup is, like, they're gonna butt heads.
Yes.
And, like, she's just, you know, she's not a real nun, whatever. But aside from even just, like, the whole improving the choir situation, she ends up also just improving the entire convent because she's basically like, hey, like, why aren't we doing anything? Yeah. Like, what are we doing? Which I had the same question. I'm like, what's our job? Because I don't think nuns just sit inside and pray. But I could be wrong. I don't know. And so that kind of leads to, like, she ends up giving them, you know, a chance to work with the community and improve the community. And I like that part because I felt like it was almost saying, like, just because you're all used to your traditions and you think you know best, you know, maybe you might want to look at things a little differently or maybe try something new. And that probably wouldn't have happened if she hadn't come in to join them. So I like that.
Literally all old white ladies.
Right. Oof. Except the one girl who was like, I'm like, how old are you? How'd you get here? Like, do you just get to pick what convent you want to be in? Or do you get assigned? These are things I don't know. If any nuns are listening and they want to clarify for us, please let us know.
Every nun that I met and dealt with was old.
Yeah.
So I feel like who's met a young nun? Right?
Not me. Except the girl in this movie, but I didn't meet her. She's fictional.
Oh my god.
So, I mean, that's all. That's
no,
the only difference.
You set it up better. The butting of heads was fun because you always kind of believe both sides.
Yeah.
At one point, you're like, okay, Whoopi, calm down. And then at the other point, you're like, Reverend Mother, take it easy. Or in your words, Maggie.
Maggie, yes. It was one of those things where you're like, you both want the same thing.
Yeah.
But you're both going about it in different ways. So.
Philosophy of life, people. Just be open. Capital O.
Yeah.
No, just me. Just me.
I also want to point out that when I watched this on Disney Plus, because this is a Touchstone picture, which means it's owned by Disney, because they own everything and everyone and everywhere.
So scary, isn't it?
They're listening to us at all times.
They're making us say this. Oh wait, I have a great fun fact, but continue.
Okay. The description, because you know how there's always like a little blurb about the movie?
Yes.
The blurb for this movie was, a low-rent lounge singer is forced to hide out from the mob in a convent. I was like, well, dang! Low rent? I mean, shoot! That's a little rude. She had a nice apartment. I don't know if that was low rent, but okay.
Yeah, super rude.
I mean, she seemed to be living in a nice place.
Well, I'll tell you, I don't know if Disney likes Whoopi, because...
Who doesn't like Whoopi?
Because I went down the rabbit hole on the fun facts. Your face is amazing right now. It looks like an evil pit bull dog or something. So that character was supposed to be Bette Midler, and for whatever reason she backed out last minute. Whoopi got it, and then Whoopi looked at the script and said, "I can't sing like Bette. You got to change this up." And she goes, "You know what? I got someone for you." She pulled in the one, the only Carrie Fisher to rewrite her part.
Queen!
And did obviously amazing. And as a result, Disney didn't like her because they were like, basically they were a bunch of dudes, and they were like, we know how to write, who are you?
We know how to write women. Jeez. Come on.
So maybe Disney still got beef, and no one thought this was gonna do well, and then it crushed it, and so maybe Disney's like, ugh, who cares about that title?
Was that really Whoopi singing though? Because I wasn't sure.
It was.
That's awesome.
It
sounded like her, but I was
really good singer.
Like, pipes.
She's really good, and she sings how Mom does, which is
she does.
I'm not gonna be over the top Mariah Carey, Christina Aguilera, but I'm not gonna have a Billie Eilish. She just kind of knows her range and does it well, and Whoopi knew her range so well. It was so clean.
Mm-hmm.
If I was Simon Cowell, I would give her minimum negative comments. I don't know
what I was like, are we doing American Idol, Simon Cowell? Are we doing X Factor? I don't know what we're doing.
I'm really just on my first sip of a drink. There's no excuse for this behavior. You know what was weird about this film, though? For being super religious and, in the church, they said a lot.
Yeah.
And they made jokes about it. They were like, we're gonna go to hey, it's hot as here. This is I'm like, wow, you guys, just really go with that, huh?
I mean, that's probably the only curse word they can say, I guess. It's in the Bible, technically, so, is it a bad word?
That's a good question.
Well, there is also, murder and rape and terrible things in the Bible, so those are still bad. Anyway.
You know what? This wasn't as churchy as I thought.
Well, I was going to say that. It was never anyone was trying to press beliefs or even messages. Because any of the messages that the characters talked about, it wasn't John 3.8. I don't know.
That's not how that works.
That's not how it goes. That's a textbook. Oh dear. But you know what I mean? Nobody was quoting Bible verses or things like that. They were just talking like people. So you were kind of okay, I appreciate that. But I guess that it could have also been because they just assumed she was a nun. For reals.
Yeah, and you're right. And I don't know. I was kind of happy because I was like, oh, is this going to get religious? Ew. But it was kind of funny that they were like, the Pope's coming. the Pope, like as like he was Justin Bieber. They were like, oh, it's an ice
He is
cream.
Justin Bieber.
I was like, relax, play it cool.
And then at the end, they kept trying to show the Pope from behind, and there was a part where he was just like by himself, like, and you just see the back of his head,
slow.
and like, but the people he was sitting with weren't clapping. I was like, this is weird. Come on.
Oh my god.
Goodness.
The two characters that played alongside Whoopi, the timid, I don't have their names right.
Okay.
Do you have their names?
Well, hold up. I think the younger girl was Mary Robert.
Mary Robert, okay.
And then Kathy Najimy, who, of course, I just wrote Kathy Najimy, but I did try to write her name down somewhere. She was Mary Patrick?
Mary Patrick.
Why can't they have different names? Like, why is it always...
It's just a lot. That's very, like, confirmation to name thing. Ugh. I loved the two of them.
You're the best. Oh my god, Kathy Najimy.
She just giggly and silly and just made... Oh god, unapologetically just a giggle butt. I wish I had that like personality. I feel like I had pieces of that personality when I was younger, and it got beaten out of me
by nuns,
by society. Oh. Full circle by nuns. Yo, I have some nun stories. Do you want to hear a nun story?
Yeah. Don't use names.
I don't even remember her name because I blocked this B out.
Oh Jesus.
When I was a freshman in high school, because you know I try to go for the big things. I decided I went from a public middle school to high school. Nobody knows me. I think it'd be cool to run for president. And I told my homeroom teacher, who was a nun, this. And she goes, come to the front of the class. And I went to the front of the class and she goes, Bridget, listen, nobody likes you, so you should run for president. That's what she said to me. I was like,
Jesus does not approve.
And then I just went on with my merry little day and I was like, that be. Then we moved forward to Thanksgiving, and there was some, like, turkey drive, and everyone kind of knew in the classroom. They were like, wow, she just doesn't like you, Bridget. I'm like, yeah, she's the worst. So we were giving turkeys, and there are these big frozen turkeys, and she was holding, like, the bag, so imagine her standing, holding a bag, and I don't, for whatever reason, I was tossing the turkeys into the bag. Well, the turkey fell through the bag and smashed her feet, and I've never laughed harder in my life. I didn't even, like, ask her if she was okay. I just laughed at a nun as she was, like, jumping up and down with her feet, like, being hit by a turkey, and I was like, that's my experience of Catholic school. There we go.
Wow. So you threw a turkey at a nun, and what happened? Because she hurt your
story,
feelings.
Katie. That's not the story.
Oh, no.
And for the record, I did win presidency.
Oh, redemption.
But not freshman year, so maybe she was kind of right to hold me back a little bit. I had to build up
Alright, well, clearly people liked you, though.
Build up some turkey stories. But the nuns, like... In this movie, they actually helped nuns everywhere because they were nice. And
they
even the ones that were cranky and kind of old school still were kind.
Yes.
I don't know. The whole nun teacher thing, I'm like, listen.
Yeah.
Do you feel like you need to, like, get laid or something? Because, sorry, I said it.
Sin.
Kate, I said it.
That breaks something.
But these nuns singing, cheerful, lovely. They were so even the one that was like, who was she? The cranky one.
Sister Lazarus.
She was so great.
She's great. Which Lazarus is like something pretty serious and scary in the Bible. Like I feel like it has to do with exorcisms.
Oh God.
Yeah.
Is that in 4.9 section of the Bible?
John Ringo 8.3 says that in the Bible. So.
But like she's like, in the olden days we didn't have electricity, and I was like,
and she goes, and we didn't wear shoes. And then Kathy to Jamie, while smiling, she goes, sounds wonderful. And like she meant it. Like she wasn't even being a bee. She was like serious. She's like, that's good for you.
Don't you
guys? You guys are great. I want to hang out.
Honestly, I would pay to have Kathy to Jamie follow me around every day.
Me too.
And like come to work meetings and just like giggle at my boss or like coworkers that say mean things and just be like, what a nice comment. I feel like everyone deserves that.
Your coworkers are like, we did horrible this quarter, everything's wrong. And she's like, sounds wonderful. You guys did great. Proud of you.
Yep, that's what I want.
No, but I agree. Like, even when, so the scene where they finally get Whoopi with the choir.
Ugh,
and
best.
Sister Lazarus is the choir leader, and she first of all,
she was so good in this. I wrote that down too. She was so good.
She goes soprano or alto. Whoopi goes, whatever. So then they do their warm up, and then Whoopi doesn't sing, and Sister Lazarus is like, you okay? You're not singing. Even though, like, there's other people not singing, so I don't know why I'm getting singled out. But then Whoopi kind of, I guess somehow it comes out that she used to be in a choir, or she says she was in a choir, and then they're like, wow, so you know how to sing. And then Sister Lazarus goes, I know what's going on here. You're a ringer. You're here to replace me. And then as she says that, another nun, some old lady who has no name, in the background just looks and, like, smiles. She's like, yeah, thank God. And I was like, you people. This is so funny.
Honestly, can't all the world's problems could be solved if people acted like this choir that admitted they were terrible.
Yeah.
That was the coolest part. They were like, but we're terrible. And then she was like, this is mutiny. That's what this is. And I was just like, yeah, but you're like kind of agreeing how bad they are. And like, this is what the world needs. Like, just people to admit when they suck.
But even, I don't know, because like in the beginning of the movie, she definitely like, you could tell like her character is a woman who like, she's gonna stick up for herself and like whatever. If she's thinking something, she's gonna say it. But then when she gets to the convent, I feel like she kind of is nicer almost. Like it's almost like she like adopted their personality, because she wasn't like, yeah, you guys suck. She's like, well, let's like work on it. You know what I mean? Like she was a little nicer. And even to Sister Lazarus, she was like, hey, listen, you're doing a great job, but like we gotta rehearse more. And she's like, you're right. And she's like, yeah, girl, we can do this together. It was a lot of like reverse psychology almost. Like there were a lot of parts that were like that, where someone would be saying like giving a compliment, but really it would be to like push an agenda. In a way.
No way the church did that? No way.
It's weird, right? What? Well, even, okay, so when the Monsignor is talking to Maggie Smith.
Yeah, he's great.
Reverend
He's
Mother.
funny.
Well, he's talking to her and he's like telling her about, oh, this woman's gonna come hide out. And she's like, we're just a convent. Like, we're not we can't hide a criminal or a witness to a criminal or a crime. And he goes, well, the police department might give us money.
Oh, I know.
And then she goes, well, that's very generous of them, so we can't deny that. I was like, church, you people.
She was a sneaky.
Oh my God. But it was like things like that. You're like, oh, you know what to say to get people to do what you want. Oh boy. Mm-hmm. Oh boy. Well, at least it was harmless in this movie, I guess. I mean,
I have to read this quote because I was hysterically laughing out loud, because I imagined if I was in this scenario, I would do the same thing, where Whoopi first gets there and they're like, this is our new nun, Mary, or Catherine, or whatever her name was. Mm-hmm. And they're like, Kathy, what's her last name? Kathy who?
Jamie.
And Jamie was like, oh, why don't we have her give a blessing?
It would be so wonderful.
And then, oh my God, Whoopi, I wrote the whole thing down.
Oh my God.
Are you ready for this? Okay. She goes, so Katie, just, give the sign of the cross. Bless us, O Lord, for these thy gifts which we are about to receive. So you're like, oh, okay, she's there.
Yeah.
And ye thou I walk through the valley of the shadow of no food. I will fear no hunger. We want you to give us this day our daily bread, and to the republic for which it stands. By the power invested in me, I now pronounce us ready to eat. Amen. Oh my God. If Carrie Fisher wrote that, she was worth all of the money.
She definitely did. Definitely.
I literally was like, I feel like we'd all be there. We'd be like, Pledge of Allegiance. Like, you would just like what else? Star Spangled Banner. Like, just like, what could I say? Oh my God.
But she did keep it within religious ties, And
they all were like,
I wrote for that. I go, Whoopi does a fun hybrid prayer that I personally support. So I thought it was great. God. Yeah, I love it. But that's what I mean. Like it's like her character, even though she was pissed about the situation, she jumped right into it.
Yeah, she did.
She really, like, even though like there were little parts where she kind of was giving herself away, she was still like respectful to the other women for the most part. And
oh my God, I love how much you love Whoopi.
I love Whoopi.
You're like,
fun fact about Whoopi.
Oh, you have a fun fact.
I do. This is like one of my like cocktail party tidbits.
Oh.
Whoopi Goldberg is the only woman to have hosted the Oscars 4 times. She was the first woman to ever host alone. And unfortunately, to date, she was the only Black woman to ever host.
The Oscars?
Yeah. And she's ranked like high up there with like the best hosts ever because she's so awesome and like doesn't give any F's.
What? That is excellent fun facts.
Yep.
I also read that the whole like no eyebrow thing, she just shaves them.
Does she? Wait, what?
Like, you know how she doesn't have eyebrows?
No.
She doesn't have eyebrows, Kate.
Did she not have...
Katie!
Wait.
She has...
Wait.
Google her right now. She has no eyebrows.
Wait. What about in the movie?
She had no eyebrows there either.
Wait a second.
She shaves them. Wait,
Hold
you don't
on.
know this about Whoopi?
Wait.
Kate, do you really
Hold
love
on.
Whoopi? Maybe you should give Whoopi more TLC.
She has eyebrows.
No, she doesn't.
Oh, wait. Hold on. There... Ew. Wow. Wait.
They're never
This
there.
Oh my god.
You could
What's
add
happening?
that. You could add that to your cocktail stories.
Oh
Wait,
my god.
I thought everybody knew that. Did you? Is that not a thing everybody knows?
Well, she looks fine without him. I mean, dang.
I mean, she does look fine, but you are, it's like, literally you're like reading like a hidden treasure right now with your face. You're like very perplexed.
I am so astounded. Oh my god, there's none.
By the way, there was a trend back in the day that...
Well, there was no eyebrow?
No, that you'd pluck them till there was none, and Nana had none. She used to pencil them. I'm not kidding.
Yeah, but Whoopi doesn't have any.
I know, she would shave them.
Oh my god, even in the Reno. Oh my god. You know what it is, though? She's got very good bone structure, so it almost, like...
Yeah, you can't. It doesn't. I don't think it matters.
No, clearly not. I didn't know. Oh my god. And also, the pictures that come up when I type in Sister Act are great.
Oh.
I love it. I love it. I love it. Catherine, did you
But
have any?
okay, if I did this movie over, if I could sit down with Carrie Fisher and, like, have a chit-chat, I'd be like, yo, can we get singing, like, earlier? You know, like, could we have a practice where, like, they get crazy? But I also felt like the build-up was cool, that we didn't know that clap was coming. But I just wanted more of it. I wanted more of it.
But it was also, like, when you see her in Reno, they're singing, but it was, like, a different energy than the nuns singing.
Yeah, it was like Motown, nightclubby.
Kinda. I don't know. It was like weird. And they didn't really dance much. But I feel like I know a lot of people who can sing well, but they don't actually know things about music. Do you know what I mean?
Sure.
So it was almost like when you finally got to the choir practice and Sister Lazarus was like, yeah, you run it. You do it then. Jeez. And she seemed like nervous. You're like, oh, snap. Do you know anything? Pull some vocab words out. Pull some vocab. But she didn't know stuff. She's like, soprano, altos, get over here. And then she was like, give me an A, give me a C. And like...
What's that spell? Okay.
It was impressive.
Okay, but then you missed the part where when she wanted to quit the nightclub, her backup dancers were like, you can't quit. You create all the songs. You create all the routines. You do all the work.
No,
and
I
she
did
was
know
like,
that.
So I feel like they build her up to be like, all right, you are talented.
I mean, I guess, but like, it's not like these are original songs. Like, these are cover songs. And again, the dancing was like, walking forward, walking back, to the right, to the left. I was like, woo! Okay, I don't think we don't really need a lot of direction with that backup singer. So
no, we don't.
I think you guys can handle it.
I like them though.
Yeah.
But yeah, I wanted more singing. And I...
Yeah.
Just, why can't church, like, clap and be, like, fun? Like, honestly,
Well,
we have to have a talk with our mother. I mean, so many years doing choir, and she couldn't add a clap.
I mean, I played the bongos.
That was pretty wild, Kate.
It's not clapping.
Could you give us a tune? Is that how bongos work?
No, I don't have them in front of me. Just need 2 tones.
Bop, 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 bop.
Yeah.
But I do think, though, that the whole Vince drama, I mean, that was pretty dark. And the whole, like, that FBI agent had her back and how there was a leak inside the agency. And
yeah.
And they had a hit out for her for $250K. And
wait, okay, so, but I wrote a note being like... So when she gets away from the 2 henchmen, which the first of all, though, Did you notice what music they would play?
Oh my God!
She was literally getting chased by people who wanted to murder her.
I wrote
it was
that down.
It was like,
ooh,
upbeat.
yeah.
I was like, this is the wrong tone.
I wrote the exact same thing. I need to find, where are my notes?
What is the message? If you're running away from someone with a gun, it's a fun time? No. Wrong. It's scary, and I need scary music. Goodness. Yeah, I wrote fun music while running away from murderers? What the? Literally,
Wow.
this is not the correct tone. She's being shot at.
Oh my God. The cop chasing music is hilarious. It's so upbeat.
Yeah, it was just weird.
Before that, okay, we should still talk about the chase and the terrible music. But before that, I have notes about how Whoopi was, where he was like, you gotta go now. They know your location. Like, they're coming for you. And she's like, excuse
Wait, what part are
me.
you talking about?
When the FBI agent came to the church.
Oh, I was talking about the very beginning.
Oh, I was talking about the end. Wah, wah.
I mean, they played that music for both, but like...
Oh. It was like, wow.
Yeah, and I'm like, and both times, I'm like, okay, stakes are high, my God. But what I was going to say in the beginning is when she goes to the police station, which was great, I was like, thank God, that's where you went first.
Yes, someone doing a normal thing.
Again, that was probably Carrie Fisher, because you know the man would have been like, she went to a motel, and then she trapped boop bop. Stupid. Anyway, but like she gets there and the cops are like, aren't you his girlfriend? He's a mob boss. I was like, first of all, how do you know she's his girlfriend if it's a secret affair? Second of all, how did she not know he was this underground mob boss?
Yeah.
Third of all,
they skirted over that.
Third of all, they were like, I wrote this. They said that there was already a hit on her for $100,000 because she was like, what? And then that's what like convinced her to go into hiding. But I was like, how does he already have a hit on her? Because we were just having a fun music chase like 20 minutes ago. So that was really quick. I mean,
he works fast.
Oh,
that Vince,
Lord.
He became the mob boss for a reason, Kate.
Sure. Well, he wasn't very organized because then you see him in a later scene where he is like leaving the police station and he was like, I was in there for 6 hours. And then literally the cop, Eddie, drives in front of him and he goes, hey, nice talking to you. I was like, where'd you come from? You were just inside. What's happening? Is this a drive-thru? Let me know. Anyway,
but like he was like, wait, hold on 20 minutes before you can leave, and he like runs to his car and he's like, I'm gonna get him, and he turns the window down and he's like, so, guess you're kind of nervous.
That's literally what it was. I was like, something's wrong.
I agree. He was unorganized.
Well, but he goes, and then Eddie drives away, and then Vince turns to his henchman. He goes, did you find Dolores? Vince! We should be on this. I don't understand, like, how do you not know the answer to that? And then he's like, they got Dolores. You know, why are we following you? I don't know. That part was not Carrie Fisher.
I was also kind of annoyed that so I got this on Amazon Prime because I'm just an idiot paying for things. I need to get your password.
I told you could use my login.
I know. I don't think I have it, so I just keep forgetting.
I thought
but
I sent it to you.
It was like Harvey Keitel as like one of the leaders, and it's like that's who Vince was. He's like a super famous actor, but he plays the same role.
Yeah.
But it's just like, ugh. And he was annoying because in the beginning, well, he was annoying throughout the whole thing, but he was annoying in the beginning when he's like, Dolores, I can't leave my wife because I went to confession and the priest told me I'd go to hell if I got a divorce. And I just kept thinking, so let me get this straight. You can cheat on your wife and not go to hell. But if you get a divorce, you go to hell. Religion is the worst.
That actually might be factual via Bible, but...
Ugh. I guess I shouldn't say religion. I should say the Catholic religion needs some updates like the Constitution, okay? We need some edits.
Needs some thinking.
Ugh.
Yeah, he was just like trying to gaslight her.
Yeah.
And then he was a jerk. He's like, fine, feed me dinner.
Ugh.
And then she was like, get out. I was like, yeah, get out. Jeez, you're a jerk.
Yo, he was the worst, but her outfits.
Amazing.
Her fanny pack. Those glasses, like Kanye wishes. My God.
Love a good fanny.
She, in that gold jacket, stop.
She had good earrings, too.
Oh, and that hair? I mean, she was just like unapologetically Whoopi. It was awesome.
She has so much hair on her head, but she has no eyebrow hair. My world is changed forever. I don't even know.
Every year she shaves her eyebrows and turns it into hair, and then just made that.
She's growing hair in a pot that she wears on her head. Yeah, that's amazing. Wow. Awesome.
Okay, wait. In the beginning, when we were talking, I think I talked about how she went across the street to the biker bar, and you're like, we'll talk about that. Why? What did you not like?
No, I love it.
Oh, okay. Oh my god, it was so good.
I mean, part of me was kind of like, what? Like, all right, I guess I get, like, the convent initially wasn't her favorite place to be, and she kept getting, like, kind of in trouble, but, like, not really. But, like, if I had a hit out to murder me, I don't think I'd be going to a random bar in the middle of the night and not telling anyone who needs to know where I am. And I don't think I would. I don't think I would. I didn't really get it. I was like, okay, it's just for a Coca-Cola? That's it?
I also thought that was weird. I was like,
could have gone to a
2nd.
7-Eleven.
I thought that was weird too. I was like, why did she get a Coke? Why couldn't she, like, get a whiskey? Wouldn't that have made more sense?
Yeah.
But again, I guess it's truly watered down Whoopi when she's a nun.
I guess.
Maybe she heard the calling.
Literally.
Although one of my favorite scenes is when she's like, it's better than sex. And they all were like, she's like, so I've heard. And I was like, yeah, why can't nuns just get laid? I'm sorry. New petition.
Because can't, like, not priests, but can't,
Oh, yeah.
Reverend?
Yes.
So, like, why is that?
Typical male garbage.
Yeah.
Typical male garbage.
I love that biker scene, and again, Kathy and Jamie.
She's
killing
the
it.
best.
Such a scene stealer. She plays mashed potato like we're in Hairspray with Penny Pingleton in the corner of the room dancing. It was amazing. Amazing. I would love to see Kathy and Jamie in a rendition of Hairspray. I don't know who she would play, but whoever she played would be amazing. And
God, she's so
I'm
good.
ready.
She's so good.
But yeah, that was great. But then that gets her in trouble, gets Whoopi in trouble, and then she has to do, like, weird chores out on the streets, which is funny because when she was like, how come we don't go out on the streets? And then Maggie Smith is like, it's dangerous. But then she's like, Whoopi, now that you're in trouble and you have a hit on your head for murder, I'm going to send you outside alone. Get on out there. Go.
I loved it.
What's happening? These are backwards.
So you know how there's, like, dumb montages where it's like someone getting changed and doing this? The Sister Act montage, all films should take from. They built a community. They created a mural. They did a school play yard. They created a childcare situation. They literally cleaned up the neighborhood. And then, I'm sorry, Whoopi was doing double dutch. And then all of a sudden, Kathy Najimy is just shaking her booty. I was like, best montage ever. This is how montages should be.
The nuns sold raffle tickets in front of a XXX.
Wait. Okay, I thought that was something different.
No, it was like an adult, you know.
No. I thought they were trying to, like, clean up the neighborhood by just standing in front of that store and, like, blocking people from going in. Oh my god. And then I thought, all right, stop being so pushy. Like, and now it makes so much sense. I didn't see the raffle tickets.
I think they were trying to raise money, but, like, they're just standing in front of that place. Is so funny.
My god.
Yeah, I love the montages. They were good.
They were great. And just all the singing. The singing was the bomb.
The best.
I mean, this was a pretty simple movie.
Yeah, it was pretty short.
I do have one where she's about to get shot. It's at the end. Very dramatic. And they're like, we can't shoot a nun. And they're like, shoot her. And they're like, no, shoot her. And then Vince says something mean and she goes, you know what, Vince? This is what Whoopi says. Instead of F you, she goes, bless you. And I thought,
Queen.
Like, what if I was in a really heated argument with someone and I was like, you know what? Bless you. Like, would they be like, what?
I think you should do that.
And then she nails the two of them in the balls with the coolest karate chop. And I thought, again, Whoopi on top.
While you were telling that entire story, the biggest bug in the world is crawling around on my wall.
Ew.
And I need to go kill it or else I'm gonna have nightmares. Be right back.
Bless you.
Ew.
Guys, if you're like Whoopi as a nun, you know how hard it can be to get some decent food to eat. If you're also a nun like Whoopi, then you know you can't always just leave your place to go get food or groceries. Well, what if you had a great solution to all your nun problems that allowed you to safely and effectively get your grocery shopping done? Say hello to Instacart. This service allows you to have someone else do the shopping for you, and you can get your groceries delivered in as quickly as an hour. What? You get fresh food, suggestions for cheaper items based on your preferences, and highlighted deals within the store you are shopping from. Not only that, but what's even better is that you can use our promo code and get your first order over $35 delivered for free. Having someone else do your grocery shopping for you for free? Praise the Lord! Click the Instacart link in our show notes to take advantage of this offer. Have a blessed day.
A plague while I talk about Sister Act.
Wow. Wow.
I tell you.
How's living with parents?
Wait, what did you hear? What?
I just heard him telling you something and then you're like, Sister Act!
No, because, okay, so I killed the beetle in my room.
Wow.
I throw it out.
Like Whoopi would.
And then I throw it out, I go to the bathroom, I come out of the bathroom, crawling on the kitchen floor is like a bigger beetle.
Ooh, he's mad at you. He came back to life like a mutant.
So then I kill that, and then Dad comes in, and I'm like, oh my god, there's all these beetles. He goes, I just got attacked by one outside. And I was like, is something happening?
Dad.
Is this a plague? Because we're talking about Sister Act and making
Murder
jokes.
hornets.
Oh god, it's the locusts all over again. Okay, we're
All
back.
right, we'll say a prayer. I have Mom say a prayer for us, and I think maybe we'll be okay. But do you think it was because you were like 3.6 John?
Because I made fun of, yeah, definitely. The Lord is like, no.
Don't you dare, girl.
Gonna get you. Wait, I do have other things.
Oh, yeah! What?
Okay, so I did want to talk about when they, at the end, Whoopi gets kidnapped, and then the girl, Mary Robert, who was with her, who gets thrown out of a car.
The Bob scene. That was
moving
the Bob
car.
Scene. That when she was like, listen to me, and I was like, what's happening? And then she just kicks her out of a moving car. I was like that's a Bob scene.
That hurts.
Carrie
Sorry.
Fisher did not write that.
Okay, but also, I feel like they had that, because you're kind of like, what the f*** was the point of that scene? And I guess the point was so that she knew where they were taking her, but they end up taking her literally to the place that she used to work and that the guy works at. Like, they're not even trying to hide it. I was like, I think we could have just gone there. I don't think we needed that.
And also, like, why did they go back there? They couldn't have gone anywhere else.
Thank you, that's what I mean.
God, Vince really needs to get organized. You're right. Vince is unorganized.
Y'all ain't slick. I'm just saying. But she goes back to the convent, she tells all the nuns, and literally Maggie Smith is like the biggest 180 ever. Like, she like found Jesus in that moment. She's like, we're gonna leave. We're all going on a field trip.
She's like, screw the Pope. Let's giddy up Kaye.
Literally last week I didn't want you guys to leave the building, and now we're literally all gonna get on a rickety plane and go to another state.
And they were super manipulative to that pilot.
You know what I wrote for that part?
What?
I was like, Catholic guilt. Classic. They're like, we'll pray for you. We'll pray to the Lord. Pray that the Lord doesn't smite you for being not helping us. I was like, oh my Lord, this is ridiculous.
I have another nun story like that. So, the same nun who tortured me then became my friend.
Turkey yet? Okay.
Yes, then became my friend later in life. And when I worked at the chocolate shop, she would come in and she would basically ask for free chocolate. I felt really uncomfortable because I was 17. I would be like, oh, here's 3 chocolate caramels. That's $2. And she's like, you're going to charge a lowly nun? That's what she'd say to me. And I was like,
yes.
I don't even remember what I did. I just remember being like, wait, are you trying to, like, manipulate a 17-year-old to not,
She
like, pay you?
absolutely is.
Like, what?
Does she still work there?
Who the fuck knows? I don't even remember her name. I'd have to Google it.
Goodness gracious.
But, I mean, it's like, the Catholic guilt is so real.
It's so real.
And it's not working on this upcoming generation, because they're like, we don't care. We got other problems. Bye-bye.
Yeah, it's bigger fish to fry than to give you free chocolate.
Yeah. Watch your turkeys.
But it's just so funny, because you're like, these nuns, like... Why do we all have to go? I don't get it.
I know,
like, that's a lot of money.
But then it was also like...
They bring Alma with her hearing aid. I'm like, she's got a disability, you know?
Don't you talk about Alma.
Alma.
I love Alma.
Check your battery. Okay.
But it was funny in the casino when they were like, which nun is it? And they're all running in different directions.
Oh my
and
God,
then
I love
and then
that.
the one nun, which this would be you, the one nun was like playing the slots and they were like, Sister Mary.
I wrote that. I was like, that's me. That's the nun. And they're just like, hey, you're
and
not.
then she like won and didn't even collect her winnings. She just like sombered away. And I was like, oh, you should just at least get your winnings.
But
I
it's
mean,
like
the church needs it.
It was a good plan. I mean, again, it's kind of like we're running out of time, and then we're all playing wacky music, and like Whoopi's guns to her face, and the nuns are like, "We're so crazy."
So I read, like, in between actual filming, the real characters thought it was like hilarious because they were in Reno to go like 2 casinos in their nun outfits.
It's awesome.
And if you looked it up, they just literally like, yeah, we thought it was hilarious. We'd like show up in our nun outfit and gamble and like drink a bunch of booze, and it was the best. This sounds like the funnest movie ever!
They stand outside with like a little collections basket and then they go gamble it later. Amazing. Amazing.
Whoopi, when she was like 23 red and then they all lose, she was like, well, that's what you get. I was like, dude,
she goes, I was trying to teach you a lesson.
best line ever.
Amazing.
Oh,
God. But the best
God.
is like they have such a good plan where they're like, all right, we're gonna confuse them. There's so many nuns. Who is it? But then they all, in a single file, like 30 of them, go through one door. I was like, okay, we can all see you. Now everybody sees where all the nuns are going. We didn't even like try to hide it. Like this is like a Vince plan. Come on.
We were doing well up until this point, Reverend Mother Maggie.
Ay.
Oh my God.
But yeah, and then obviously they get saved and then they sing the song. I gotta be honest though, I love all the songs, but I really feel like I like the first one they sing the best.
Same.
I mean, the last one's the second best, and then the middle one is like third.
The first one's the best.
It's the best.
I jumped off the couch.
Just because you're like...
I started
and
clapping.
there's like a build up, and Alma like stands up, and she... Oh my God.
Like, Mose despises listening to the TV if he's not watching it.
Oh,
so I wear headphones like on the Roku or whatever.
Oh, that's very
and
kind
so
of
it's
you.
just silent me, like jumping up on the couch, like clapping. So just envision just all silence and then like a lunatic person being like, "Hey, Mother of Mercy." And he was just like, "Oh God."
It's iconic. And then I never, ever in my life, I guess, watched the credits. Did you watch the credits?
I did! I was gonna tell you because you enlightened me with Napoleon Dynamite credits, and I thought, oh my God, I bet you Katie isn't gonna watch this, and I'm gonna tell her, and then there you go again, because one of the tabloids said, none of that.
But I was like, she's on the cover of People, she's on the cover of Time, and then she's on the National Enquirer. I can't. I never.
So 19. Oh wait, what was it?
19. Oh my Lord.
92.
Yeah.
So good. So good. Can I hear Dad's quote? I am so excited.
Okay.
So
it was
excited.
a good one.
But Sister Act 2
also
had way more music, and now I know why, because I think people were like, solicit, your music rocks, you should do more of it. And then people couldn't get enough that they were like, let's do a musical. Which you're like, okay, so we're not crazy for thinking, with the music and stuff.
I think the second movie is just as good.
Oh, God, Lauryn Hill, stop it. Okay, I'm going to play
You wanna be somebody.
Oh!
You wanna go somewhere.
Oh!
Better wake up and pay attention. I
I
mean...
Sorry,
Lauryn
I was
Hill.
trying to
Amazing.
harmonize. I can't. We sound like nasally people.
We
We've
are.
discussed this. Okay. And I'm going to play it now.
Okay. Our movie sweep was Sister Act.
Oh,
What are your thoughts on
I love that movie.
Yeah?
I
Okay.
do, yes, that was good. But I'll tell you one thing.
Yep.
If this turns into a nun bar, I'm out of here.
It's just like... I just don't even know. Like, so obscure! My God! Of all the quotes.
I mean, oh, Dad. I mean, you gotta love him. He's him. There's no other.
And he doesn't know, like, he kind of knows how to work the computer, but, like, not. So, like, you know he didn't look that up. Like, that's in his brain.
It's amazing.
Yeah.
It's amazing. Oh, God. So good. Okay. Do you want to hear about the movie I picked for you?
Yes, I'm ready.
Is
Is that a clue, or are you
No,
just
no, it's
excited?
not. I'm just
I was
excited,
like,
so-
not making connection.
I had literal one drink. This is so sad. Okay,
Oh, boy.
so I'm not going totally random. I mean, Sister Act was 1992. This movie's 1993.
93 was the best year for movies.
Well,
Oh my God, I'm so excited.
but instead of me giving you a whole build-up, I have prepared to play.
Is it a song, or is it just a quote?
It's a song.
Because I don't think legally we can...
Oh, you're
Feel
so
like-
serious. Okay, you ready? I'll do it myself. Ready?
Okay.
Okay, and my hints, because I will never forget this memory in my entire life. You and I, it is November 27th of 27th? I must have that right. 2015, 16. Our brother is getting married. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah.
I know what it is.
Oh, yeah, I know you know what it is. You gotta hold your horses. And you looked at me because as we were walking down the aisle,
Oh my
there
God.
was a symphony rendition of and you grabbed my arm. I think I still have bruises 5 years later. And you go, oh my God, they have Jurassic Park as their wedding song. And you lost your mind, and that's what we're watching, the 1993 original Jurassic Park.
Oh my God. Oh,
The
it's gonna, oh
best.
my God. It's going to be such a long episode.
So long. So good. And by the way, Dad, I don't know, you were not, because you were too young. Dad took Jimmy and I to the theater.
I wish I saw this in theaters, but I was two.
He
So-
probably, you have to, okay, so I know you're going to get your quote from him, but you have to also ask him, like, I think we were terrified.
Probably. It's a little scary.
Oh, math. How old was I in 1993?
You were probably 7.
Yeah, like, I was terrified. And of course, Jimmy was down, and I think Dad was having a good old time.
I saw Jurassic Park 3 in theaters with Jimmy
Sounds about right.
when I was like, I don't know, maybe 13 or something. Like some
So
weird,
good.
some
So
weird
good.
age.
So how amazing is that choice? I knew you'd love it.
Oh my God. Okay, but now I'm gonna have to go find all my photos from when I went to Jurassic Park at Universal because we went on the Jurassic Park ride and we somehow got Dad on a boat and he wore a weird hat even though there were no hats allowed. That happened. There's photos. There's a video somewhere. It was amazing. And I will have to wear my Jurassic Park shirt because I have one.
What?
I have 2 actually. I'm not kidding though. This might be my favorite movie.
I knew it was.
Yeah.
And I knew that, like, okay, here's the thing about Jurassic Park. There are certain movies that I think I could suggest and everyone would be like Star Wars, right? And people would be like, yeah, there's a lot of movie things on it. But I don't know if people have, like, as a non-movie critic, respected Jurassic Park enough to, like, talk about it. It's a thing everyone knows.
Yeah.
It's been exploited. It's, like, super over the top and, like, commercialized. But do people actually talk about it? I don't know, Kate.
I mean...
I have a hunch they don't.
Maybe.
Did I make this all up?
Literally what you said, though. It's like, it is so iconic. To the point where, like, kids will ask me, like, what's your favorite movie? And I'll tell them, and they'll be like, I love that movie. And then I'll be like, oh, you shouldn't watch that, though. Because you're, like, an elementary school child.
You're
and
like Little
there's,
Billy.
like, murder and this.
Wait, is that your
But-
number one favorite movie?
Yes! Yeah. It is.
Isn't it interesting? So you were 2 years old. Your favorite movie was when you were 2 years old.
Okay, but I didn't, like, watch it.
I know,
Bridget.
Katie,
Like,
but
I
I'm
watched it
saying you have
later.
like an old soul a little bit,
But see,
you know?
this is why
Because you had these
1993.
two older siblings.
These are the movies that came out in 1993.
I'm listening.
Jurassic
Go.
Park.
Oh, yeah.
Hocus Pocus.
Oh.
Mrs. Doubtfire. The Sandlot.
What?
I almost feel like Matilda, but I'm not 100% sure on that one. Like, a lot of family-friendly, iconic,
Wow.
and then Jurassic Park was there.
Oh, I am,
So excited.
I don't know. I think Jurassic Park's up there, and I'm excited to rewatch it like Batman.
Yeah.
And I think I'm going to rewatch it and be like, yes, this was awesome.
Well, because like Batman, I feel it still holds up.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Oh
There you
my
go,
God.
Kate. So, in a nice way, and not the way Whoopi used it, I'd like to end this by saying, Kate, bless you.
Bridget, bless you.
For these gifts we are about to receive from the Republic of No Food. Hallelujah. Star Spangled Banner.
I now pronounce you done with
Done
the
with
episode.
this episode. Amen. I love you.
Oh, I love you.
Oh, bye, my sweetheart. Jurassic Park it is. Dad's quote's gonna be amazing from that.
Yeah. Goodbye, listeners.
Goodbye.
See you next time.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Thanks for tuning in to Sisters Who've Seen It. You can listen to us on Spotify, Apple Podcast, Stitcher, among other podcasting websites. Or listen on our website at sisterswhoseenit.buzzsprout.com. Also, follow us on Twitter at sisterswhoseen and on Instagram at sisterswhoseenit, all spaced with underscores. See you next week.